Hello, the US men's national team has made it to the semifinals of the Gold Cup. It wasn't pretty, it didn't look good, but we're here. We made it and we're going to face Qatar this Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time at Austin, Texas at the beautiful Q2 Stadium that has awesome fans as well. Great fans, the Austin FC fans. I was there at the game. They're amazing and it'll be great for the US to play there. Now, if you're new here, hi, I'm Filippo, host of Tactical Manager TV. In this episode, we're going to preview the US versus Qatar. I'm going to talk about the lineup that Berhalter will likely go with, and then I'm going to dive into Qatar, how they built this team, how they play. I'm going to get a little bit into their tactics, and at the very end of the video, I will tell you what I think the US should do to get the win this Thursday. While we're at it, guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this type of content, hit the notification bell, and comment your predictions. Who's going to win? The US and Qatar? What's the score? If you get it right, maybe we'll do a shout out if you get it right in the next video, unless there's too many comments. No, we'll do it. As long as you get it 100% accurate, and make sure to say also who's going to score goals and blah, blah, blah. Let's roll the episode. Okay, so before we dive into Qatar, let me go through the starting 11 I think Greg Berhalter is going to do this Thursday. So I believe Greg Berhalter is likely going to go with a 4-3-3, just like he set up the team against Jamaica. Now, Matt Turner will be our goalkeeper. He has been very reliable the entire competition. I think the right back, he might shift and put Reggie Cannon instead of Shaq Moore. Just something I think. Sam Vines will most certainly be our left back. James Sands and Miles Robinson will be the two center backs. They were very good against Jamaica. In my personal opinion, Miles Robinson was the man of the match. Kellen Acosta, that was very good against Jamaica as well, will likely be our sixth. Hopefully Acosta can stay consistent, essentially, because that has been one of his main issues. Gianluca Busio and Lletget will be the dual eights in the midfield ahead of Acosta, and this could be a good game for Gianluca Busio, as he will be facing a less physical team, so we could see the best out of Busio this match. Our two wingers are likely to be Paul Arriola on the right wing and Matthew Hoppe on the left wing. Hoppe is our most dangerous player, most creative, most technical player. He needs to play, and we might see a better Paul Arriola in this match since he was just returning from injury. Now up top, I think Berhalter might shift and go with Gyasi Zardes instead of Daryl Dike. Dike did not perform well, and Zardes actually came in and did okay. He had a good opportunity, participated in the goal, so I could see Zardes starting over Daryl Dike. I wouldn't be surprised, but that one can go either way, just like the Shaq Moore Reggie Cannon one I just mentioned. Now, Berhalter does prefer to play with safety rather than risk. He prefers players that are less creative but take less risks and lose the ball less. So we probably won't see Eric Williamson very much throughout Gold Cup or at all, because Berhalter does prioritize players like Sebastian Lletget. Just my personal opinion, it's not my preference, but I understand why Berhalter goes with that. Now, let's dive into Qatar, which is the most interesting part of this video. Let's talk about how they got where they are and how they actually play. Okay, so for Qatar, to talk about this team, we need to talk about how this team was built. And for that, we're going to dive into the history of Felix Sanchez, their current coach. We really need to dive into it if we want to talk about how this team was built. So let's talk about how he got here. Sanchez started off his career as a coach at the Barcelona Academy in 1996. Where he would go on to stay at La Masia all the way till 2006. So yeah, he came out of La Masia. He was a coach there for 10 years, the Barcelona Academy, the main one. In 2006, he would then go on to move to Qatar and work for the controversial Aspire Academy, a sports academy made to develop athletes in Qatar for many different sports that was founded in 2004. The reason I say it's controversial is because they were named a few times on the scandal that Qatar bought votes for the 2022 World Cup, and apparently they were also playing a role on recruiting players and naturalizing them from different countries in order to make a competitive soccer team. But look, this video is not about this. So let's talk about Sanchez, the coach. Let's go back to that. I just wanted you guys to understand what the Aspire Academy is. But let's go to Sanchez. Sanchez stayed at the Aspire Academy from 2006 all the way to 2013. But then he would go on to continue to play a big role on developing players in Qatar by taking over the Qatar U19 national team, where he would go on to win the AFC U19 championship in 2014, showing that he did have a strong generation in his hands. In 2017, Sanchez would finally take over the Qatari national team's senior squad and lead them to win the AFC Asian Cup in 2019, leading to today, the 2021 Gold Cup. Quite interesting, right? This guy's played a big role on the Qatari soccer development in general, right? Sanchez. and he's been around and he knows these players very well. This explains how he knows how to get the best out of each single player. Now let's talk about how Qatar plays, the current team, how they play. So you as a USMNT fan can know what we're about to face this Thursday. So this guy is a La Masia coach, right? That's where he came from. So you would expect Qatar to play some possession soccer, the tiki-taka, but no, that's not how they play. For all 4 games in the Gold Cup, only 1 game they held more possession than their opponent, and it was against Grenada, which honestly it doesn't count. They faced Panama, Honduras, and El Salvador. All these teams beat them in possession by quite a bit throughout the matches. However, Qatar managed to have the same amount of shots on targets or more than all the opponents, so they are a very efficient team when they have the ball. But their style of play is not holding possession. Qatar normally plays on a 5-3-2 formation. They soak up pressure fairly well, and when they take possession, they look back to do a quick transition forward to catch the opponent off guard by finding their creative players, mostly Afif up top. Now, many get it confused as if they keep claiming they park the bus, but no, they don't park the bus. What they use is a strategy often used by Diego Simeone of soaking up the pressure, making your opponent put their line very high and trying to catch them off guard on the counter with very direct play. So that's why they have less possession, but they're still able to have as many shots on target or more. Obviously, you need the right players to get this done, and Qatar does have the right players to play in this system. So that's something the United States will have to be careful with, getting caught in transition. Acosta did a great job on saving us in transition several times against Jamaica, and hopefully he can do the same again by stopping the counters and protecting the back line. Now, the Qatari defense is very shaky at times, so maybe the United States can exploit that, and we should be able to. Now, before I dive into what I think the United States has to do to win this game, obviously it's score more goals than Qatar to win, right? If you score more goals, you win. But from a strategy standpoint, let me talk about the main players of this Qatari team that you should be watching out for in this game. And Berhalter should be watching out as well. Almoez Ali, their forward, their poacher, has 4 goals in this tournament, and he can be very deadly in the box, so we do need to be careful. He's a goal-scoring threat. Akram Afif, that plays as a second striker for them, has 2 goals and 3 assists, and in my personal opinion, he's their most dangerous player and has been their best player in this tournament. Haten, their box-to-box central midfielder, has 3 goals, and he's a big goal-scoring threat through their midfield. And now, despite the lack of stats, Al-Haidos is a key player. They're veteran. He's 30 years old. He's also the captain and the connector. So a lot of the times when they get the ball on the defensive and they steal the ball, they pass it to Al-Haidos, and he's the one that connects to Afif, Hatem, or Ali up top to get the goal done or the dangerous play set up. So Al-Haidos is a player that when he gets the ball in transition, you need to stop him right away. But now let's go to the final section of the video where I'm going to talk about what I think the United States has to do to get the job done. While we're at it, guys, make sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed this type of content. It really helps the channel. Comment your predictions as well. Thank you very much for all the support. Great way to support the channel is really just hitting the like button and the notification bell and sharing the video too. If you share the video on Facebook or whatever, Reddit, it helps the channel quite a bit. Let's go to the final section of the video where I'm going to tell you what I think the US has to do to get the win. So in my personal opinion, the first thing we have to do to get the win is not play with our defensive line way too high up the field. This team will try to counter us, and when you have your defensive line way too high up the field, you are at risk on these counters. So we don't have to push forward so much. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is when we lose the ball, we have to kill the play immediately. Acosta got the job done against Jamaica by making many fouls up top every time we lost the ball, but that has to come from our forwards as well. Matthew Hoppe, lose the ball, make a foul, break the transition. Sebastian Lletget, just foul them. Make a silly foul on our offense to stop their counters. I know sometimes you can get a yellow card here and there. It's okay. We can't allow Qatar to get every single counter perfectly done, right? So that's a way to stop it. Stop transition at the offensive end. Don't let them get to the midfield. Don't let them connect the ball with Al-Haidos that he'll connect it up top to their dangerous players, creative players such as Afif. The other thing I think we should do is press Qatar's back line. At certain moments throughout the game, they are very, very shaky, and we can take advantage of that for sure. Now, we will have to play mostly wide. Also, in my personal opinion, creating out of the middle is very tough. They have 3 in the back that just fills up the midfield a little bit too much, and their midfield has 3 players, and they set up a triangle formation in the midfield that is very hard to break. So we'll most likely have to use Paul Riola and Matthew Hoppe to create plays off the flanks, and also probably our fullbacks doing overlaps with Sam Vines, Shaq Moore, Reggie Cannon, whoever's playing there. Last but not least, it's something I've been talking about in the channel very much. We struggle to create an open place, so we do have to take advantage of the set pieces. We haven't been doing a good job there on offense throughout the tournament. This game, we need to take advantage of set pieces. Have someone else take it, Busio instead of Lletget, whatever it is, get it done, Berhalter. I know you can do it. Please do it. So guys, that's it for the preview. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this new format for the preview. I didn't have any Qatari guests. I had to do it on my own, had to do my own analysis. Hopefully I did a decent job. Before you go, don't forget to hit the like button, comment your predictions down below. We will be doing a watch along for this game, of course. You all know that. The pre-game, the live watch along, and the post-match at 11 eggs. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.